Welcome back to another We Ourselves video. And today I want to talk about a YouTube mini documentary that I saw by Tiffany Byrd Harrison, and it was entitled Self-Sabotage of Black Hollywood. If you haven't seen the video, I have a link to it. It's a very well done video. She talks about Black Hollywood and how it became a trap for most A-list actors, from the lack of creative leadership to full negligence by studio heads. And in my own videos, I talked about the report from the NAACP, which talked about the subpar representation, but also that and other studies that have shown that not only is it a lack of creative leadership and negligence by studio heads, we literally don't have any of our people in those top positions. They are still overwhelmingly dominated by white individuals, in particular white males. And so in her video, Tiffany Byrd Harris gets down to the point where she talks about we need to divest from this multi-level marketing scheme of an industry. And she talks about ways to ensure that we get movies produced that actually represent us well. And it's these 3 points that I want to talk about as the jumping off point. When we see something that is quality and it's a Black-led product, we need to make sure we spread the word and we tell other people about it, as well as support it with our dollars and our time. For me, that means independent, small, Black-led projects in studios. I have been a big proponent and supporter of independent films. I've given my time, my efforts, my money and stuff to actually help and work on these projects, as well as produce some myself. But I've always have supported people who are trying to do something. And as a creator, as a writer who also participates in the sci-fi and comic book convention scene, I have always been a big proponent of any Black-led convention that was focusing in on Black quality projects, as well as independent and small projects as an avenue for those creators to get their material out there. So for me, it's more than just about getting movies that actually represent us. It's about getting books and comics, basically the source material of what those future movies will be. Let's take, for example, the Tuskegee Heirs comic book series created by Greg Burnham and Marcus Williams. It's a series about the descendants of the original Tuskegee Airmen, and I think their project is a quality project. Not only did these two professionals do work for Marvel, but they brought that into their own unique product, which shows young people in a venue and in a way that they normally are not presented. Even though they have this highly successful comic, which is extremely well done, and I am a supporter, they are still looking to get that deal that would allow them to do the animated feature or series. But Hollywood is not interested. And so in that case, this is another example of a Black-led project which is hitting up against the wall that is Hollywood. And it shouldn't have to be that way, because if we can give scammers, former felons, millions of dollars, there's no reason why these projects and many others cannot be successfully funded. Let me pause here to mention reparations. Reparations are more than just giving individual Black people a check. The very concept of reparations as restorative justice for descendants of American slavery involves this topic also, and things like channel and airwaves allocation. It means, in short, having the funding to promote and support a truly independent Black media and communications infrastructure. With true restorative reparations, we wouldn't have to deal with Hollywood. And in a small way, we don't have to deal with Hollywood now. Technology is to the point where we can just go straight to our fans and audience, which is why, in my opinion, there's such a heavy backlash against reparations. They know that they would not have control of us anymore and our image. And that's the big thing. We need control of our image, and we can do that now by supporting quality Black-led projects. I am a big supporter of crowdfunding for Black-led projects. There are a lot of Black comic books and books that are crowdfunded now. They're original works done by us, for us, about us, and they are full of nuance and all of that other good thing that you want. And so I'm a big supporter of that. A couple of years ago, I was sitting down and I was doing a list of all the independent Black comic book creators, as well as authors that I've supported by buying their material. Because again, as a creator, I'm in that convention circuit. So you get to interact and meet and network with all of these people. And so you purchase their material. I have stacks of books. I have stacks of comic books that are done by independent, small press, Black creatives. When you work in a silo, it does plague your work and it does produces that competition mindset. I totally agree with that. Now, I know she says yield individual ideas to the collective, but the problem with doing that is too many of us is still in that competition mindset. So when you quote unquote yield your ideas to a collective, you're actually getting combative and competitory responses, things that aren't designed to really help you do your thing. Is people that are still stuck in their own mindset. And so they're really not helpful. Feedback is a skill set, okay? And you have to be focused on what the person is trying to achieve, not who you are and where you're coming from. You got to let go of your ego if you're truly going to help somebody else. I have my own things that I'm working on, but as Tiffany says, when you work in a silo, it hurts your work. Sometimes you get stuck, you get stymied, the idea's not working. I have always found it that if I go and help somebody on their project and I legitimately focus on their project and get my own project, whatever the problem is, out of my head, I always find that when I come back, I'm looking at my project with the fresh eyes and I will see the solution. Sometimes going and helping the other person will give you the solution. It might be in the way they handle their problem. It might be in the way that they are dealing with somebody else. It might be a concept that they come up with. That has happened to me so many times. But at the very least, you get your mind off your own project for that time so that when you come back, you see your idea with fresh eyes. And in my personal experience, you also have more energy and the desire to finish. I believe to develop a truly collaborative mindset requires reciprocity. If people help you and collaborate with you on your projects, please return the favor to them. Or, at the very least, pay it forward by helping the next person down the line the same way you were helped. Then, and only then, will we have developed a truly collaborative mindset. Again, good video. Go and check it out. And in terms of those last 3 points, I think those are very important. We have to support our own. And when we support nuanced storytelling, stop insisting that the independently done stuff has to mimic Hollywood. We got to free our minds from that. Put your dollars in the authentic creators that are giving you something that is speaking to you, and there'll be quality. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today with this video. Like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you the next time.